Yes, yes, Jackie hit that ball.
The skunk is back, the crowd went wild because he knocked that ball a solid mile, yeah boy.
In 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, opening the door for African Americans to play Major League Baseball. Prior to 1947, baseball had been clearly segregated into two sides, the Negro League and the Major Leagues. Baseball had been a white man's game for 40 years until Robinson broke the barrier. There were many factors that led to the destruction of the racial barrier, the biggest of which was the call from the fans to end segregation. The man who had the nerve to follow through with the people's requests was Dodgers general manager Branch Rickey. Although Branch Rickey's dream was to win a World Series, his actions were the first steps towards the integration of baseball, thus completely reforming the league and how the population viewed it. During the 1870s, blacks were allowed in professional baseball until the National League banned them in 1874. By the 1900s, there were no blacks playing in the Major League. This opened the door for the formation of the Negro League in 1920 by black businessman Andrew Rube Foster. He founded the league because he believed that blacks should have their own professional baseball league, and he wanted to make a profit. Much to Foster's delight, plenty of black baseball players wanted to play. Within the first 2 years, there were over 15 teams set up all over the U.S. However, the life of a Negro League baseball player was tough. They were constantly on the road, and their salary was less than $175 a month. On almost every road trip, players faced bigotry and racism, often in the form of the KKK or just white supremacists in the South. Famous Negro League player Buck O'Neil stated, "We would get off the bus in Macon, Georgia, and there would be the wizard of the KKK." Even though they faced racism and played a tiring schedule, most Negro League players enjoyed the lifestyle. They got a chance to play competitive baseball at a professional level, and even though they didn't earn much salary, it was still better than working in the factories. By 1930, the league was thriving with talent. Legendary teams such as the Kansas City Monarchs had 5 or 6 Major League All-Star caliber players. The players in the Negro League knew that they had the skill level to play in the major leagues. The only problem was, no one would give them a chance. By the time the color barrier was broken, it was too late for some of the best players the game has ever seen. One of these players was Josh Gibson, who is known for his tremendous catching ability and hitting skills. As Bill Veeck, former owner of the St. Louis Browns, said, "Josh Gibson was the best hitter I ever saw." However, he went unnoticed to Major League Baseball in the world because of his skin color. Another player like Gibson was Satchel Paige. Unlike Josh Gibson, Paige finally got a chance to play in the major leagues as a 42-year-old rookie. Paige is a true example of an American tragedy, a player who never played in the major leagues during his prime because of the segregation of baseball. In the end, it was players like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson who demonstrated that there is a need for integration. Integration would not only help the blacks, but the whites as well, for there would be an increased amount in profit from the increase in black fans that would flock to the games. Even with all these factors pushing for the integration of baseball, the racial barrier stayed up for 40 years. Many baseball historians attribute this to Judge Kensaw Landis, baseball's commissioner from 1920 to 1944. Landis believed that no quote-unquote black boy should be in the game. However, things did not go well with Landis as commissioner because of his bad decisions and the way he handled integration and other scandals, such as the Black Sox scandal in 1919. In 1944, he died, which actually helped pave the path towards integration. After Landis's death, a new commissioner took over named Albert Happy Chandler. Chandler's opinions on blacks in baseball were simple. If they can fight and die in the war, they can play baseball in America, and when I give my word, you can count on it. With a new commissioner behind them, the likelihood of the breaking of the color barrier was growing day by day. This was partly caused by pressure facing baseball executives from black activists, trade unionists, communists, pacifists, and religious leaders. However, this uproar would never have happened unless there were writers such as Lester Red Rodney, who influenced change for the U.S. The integration of baseball was becoming a reality, and one man almost single-handedly finished the job: Branch Rickey, the general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Rickey was described as a keen businessman that was always hungry to make a profit. He is also known as the only manager to stick his neck out and hire a black baseball player, Jackie Robinson. There are several reasons why Branch wanted to break baseball's unwritten rule, the main of which is, as Rickey said, "Men are becoming to be regarded of values, based on their merits. I couldn't face my God anymore, knowing that his black children were held separate and distinct from his white children, in a game that has given me all I know." While Rickey says he integrated baseball for these reasons, many people think he did it for money. As one Negro leaguer said, "When did integration happen? When the major leagues saw those 50,000 Negroes in the ballpark at the Black All-Star game." Major league owners saw the potential profit from the fans at Negro League games and realized that if the league integrated, they could make a lot more money. Whether he did it for profit or not does not matter, though. The most important thing is that he got the league to integrate. Starting in 1944, Branch Rickey began his hunt for the player that would carry the weight of an entire race on his shoulders. In 1946, he signed Jackie Robinson. He chose Robinson not just for his skills, for there were players that were better than him, but for his intelligence and dignity. Branch met with Jackie and told him that he would be mentally and physically challenged from the harassment he would have to endure, but no matter what, he could not fight back. Jackie Robinson promised to silently endure, therefore marking the beginning of a new era for Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson is famed for being an all-around athlete at UCLA, starring in football, basketball, and baseball. He also served in the war as a lieutenant before being honorably discharged for refusing to sit at the back of a bus. In search for a job, he joined the Kansas City Monarchs, where he played for only one season before signing with the Dodgers. On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson played in his first game, marking the successful integration of baseball. Robinson felt the pressure that season, as he was hit by the most pitches in the league. He was constantly harassed and often spiked as he slid into second base. As his family reports, Jackie often felt like quitting, but he felt like if he quit, he was letting down all African Americans. Robinson fought through the pressure and went on to win Rookie of the Year. Jackie Robinson symbolized to the world that whites and blacks can merge together and play successfully in sports. Soon after Jackie entered the major leagues, Larry Doby became the first black player in the American League. A full transformation of the major leagues was underway. By 1959, the last team to sign a black player, which was the Boston Red Sox, signed a player. In less than 20 years, the league was almost completely integrated. Jackie Robinson not only opened the door for African Americans, but for Hispanics and Asians. Currently, baseball is still growing in diversity. For example, in 2001, Ichiro Suzuki became the first Japanese player in the major leagues. Ichiro proves that there is still work to be done. As of 2006, minority players made up only 40% of the major leagues, 9.2% of which were black, 29.4% were Hispanic, and 2.4% were Asian. The league is still predominantly white, not only on the field, but also in the office. Blacks hold a total of 32 out of 913 front office jobs. These statistics need to change. Jackie Robinson would be proud of the progress Major League Baseball has made since his signing back in 1947. Complete racial equality is closer to becoming reality. At the same time, however, Major League Baseball has a lot more work to do to reach that point. The integration of baseball the Branch Rickey helped start, reformed the league, making it more diverse and competitive, leading to significant positive change for America's national pastime.